let's try that. Okay, how's that? Can you guys hear us now?
Okay, so can you guys hear us? Yes, sounds. Yay! So do you want me to start all over?
Yes.
Matt said yes. All right, so guys, if you're joining us through the Facebook community, but you're
neither one is on.
Okay, I'm going to start over again. However, sorry about all these issues. You can hear us on YouTube. Great. Thank you guys for your patience. We really appreciate it. Okay, so let me start over. I only went over 2 stamp sets, so I'm going to go back over. So again, my name is Nicole Peterson. Welcome to Picket Studios. This is we are a small stamp company in South Louisiana. We make stamps, dies, stencils, mixed media products, organizational stuff, and all kind of good stuff, right? So today we're going to start off by looking at, this is called Birthday Girl Deer. And now we have a collection, we have a deer collection, and what is usually, it's always one of these whimsical looking little girls or boys. This month we have a birthday girl. So she has a bouquet in her hand. She comes with this cute, sweet little cake, and it says, "I love you, baby girl. Happy birthday to you." It has a little dog and then 3 little butterflies. Now, the reason why I put the deers on a 4x4 format, someone's asked me, instead of a 4x6. I could add a few more sentiments to this and charge $15.99. However, when I put it on a 4x4 format, you get less sentiments, but you're only paying $11.99. So that's like $5 cheaper. So that's why I like to do these deer collections on a 4x4 as often as possible, because it really does save you a lot of money. Okay, so this is Birthday Girl Deer, and she has a coordinating die, the birthday cake, butterflies, and you little bird and you little doggy. So this is one of the deers this month. We actually have 3. Then we have Unicorn Deer. My pet unicorn deer, and she's so beautiful. And you know, I could have named her after Kylie, our second granddaughter, because this looks like Kylie with the bow in her hair, smile on her face, and throwing her little leg up in the air, just kind of whimsical. Now again, this is part of your deer collection, and what I like to do is when I'm playing with any part of the deer collection, I pull out all of them, all the deers that I have in my collection so far. That way, if I'm looking for a cat, like let's say I wanted to put the doggy, but I also wanted a cat, or I didn't want to put a doggy. The little girl or the person I'm sending this birthday card to likes cats. So I always get out my other deer collections as well. That way I can make sure, you know, that I'm getting the most use out of them. So here, this is also a 4x4 format. A lot of my design team use the free hugs. Super cute. So this is the sweet little girl and her little pet unicorn. And it does come with a coordinating die and the word. This is a standalone die. This says friends. Do you see this? Friends right here. So you get all the stamps. The butterfly and the unicorn are standalone stamps, coordinating dies. And then the word friends is a standalone die. And then this is the little butterfly. Okay, so this is my pet unicorn deer. Then we have, I was telling this earlier, I absolutely love castles or barns or anything that's really big and takes up a lot of space on the front of a card, because that way, I like the way it happens, because it gives me a really good focal point, if you will. So that way I can really start building a scene. Sometimes it's challenging for me to just have a blank slate when I'm trying to build a scene. But when I have a stamp set that has this huge castle like this, then it lets me really start off with a nice big chunk of my card already designed. And, you know, Unicorn Girl and my birthday girl, all these are the deer collection. So make sure you keep them together so you can play with them together. So on here, guys, we have a princess and her prince, or we could say we have a prince, and then we have a unicorn. We have a fun dragon. You actually have 2 unicorns. A lot of the design team used these 2 unicorns with the rainbows from, I think it was the May release, or it might have been from the April release, and they added these unicorns on a Slimline card. Then another design team member took this castle and she cut it like in half, like this, and she had the castle peeking out from underneath. I love that. She's done it before. I can't remember who it is. Is this Bonnie or Charlene? And I could be wrong. Could be neither one of them. But it definitely is kind of one of them style, and it's just so awesome. I love how they use this large element on a smaller version card. So this is a 6x6, and it does come with coordinating dies. So all the little characters have nice coordinating dies. Okay, and then keeping on the whimsical side, I've had this on the shelf for a little while too, waiting for dies to come in. And this is called When Birthday Pigs Fly. So if you can see, they're all little piggies. Do y'all see that? So down here, I created a little scene for you that's very easy to color, and it has one die, this die right here, because this whole little scene out down here, okay? I know y'all always tell me how much you love that. And then they have two piggies dancing, some balloons, one flying, of course. I just saw a flying pig. And look, I put 2 birthday cakes. And some people, I know one design team asked me, Nicole, why'd you put 2 birthday cakes? Well, because this birthday cake fits in ratio with other animals, and then this one, it just depends on where you're going to stick this birthday cake. If you're going to put it in the background, well, you need a smaller cake. You're going to put it in front right here, you need a bigger birthday cake. So I put 2 cakes of 2 different sizes. That way, no matter what you are thinking or however you're playing in your scene, you can have the birthday cake that has the correct ratio, right? I know, they're so cute. And then, of course, they have coordinating dies. All right, so this is called When Birthday Pigs Fly. I've been wanting to do a piggy set for a really long time, and honestly, I just never got to it, and so I'm really happy to release this one. All right, then we get more on the adult side, if you will, even though piggies are for adults too, but you know what I mean. This month we have what's called Done Adulting for the Day, and what it is it's this. Could be a girl or a boy, male or female, sitting on a beach with a drink and a big floppy hat. Okay, get it? She's done. She or he done for the day. Just done. Just done. Someone that you has had a week where I know sometimes our daughters will call me and say, "Oh, I'm just done. I'm so glad it's Friday," or something like that, right? And then this is the perfect little card to have ready for them to go and send this to them and just know that it's going to put a smile on their face. So it does have a coordinating die, and all of the sentiments also have matching dies. Okay, so let me read you some of these because they're really fun. This is your permission to skip all. This is your permission slip to skip all adulting for 24 hours. You can find me in an oversized hat holding an adult drink with sand in my toes. Let's escape. Hello, cheers, my friend. Here's to you on this day of celebration. No adulting allowed. So these two actually kind of go really hand in hand together. And it has the girl with the big floppy hat, and you get a die with all of the for all the sentiments. And this is called Done Adulting for the Day. Okay, next we have another adult stamp set. This is called Just Wanna Have Wine. Now, this is one that several people have asked me to do. I guess, I don't know, some people must think I have a drinking problem because I like to go with, I don't know, it's funny. So I do like to have fun, and I live in South Louisiana, so that's kind of our thing, right? So here are some fun sentiments, and they have coordinating dies that cut them out. My design team was very, very happy, and I knew you guys were going to be very happy as well. So these say, given enough wine, I could rule the world. She had a cocktail in her hand and confetti in her hair. Wake up, it's wine o'clock. Girls just want to have fun. There's always time for a cocktail. And now this, actually goes along with 2 other sets that were released in April. Okay, so this was supposed to actually all three of these be released, and the Done Adulting for today, and this one. All of these four were supposed to all be released at one time. However, things happen in this world. So what happened, the dies for this one, BFF Girls Night Out, just were not in. So we just had to kind of play it by ear, but they are in now if you got the BFF Girls, and they work fabulous all together. So this is a seamless design. That's a 4x4. Well, it's on a 4x4 format. It actually is a little bit less than a 4x4, but it's a seamless, so you can stamp it going up and down and sideways and make it as large as you like. Okay, and then that matches with your wine, and also can go with your BFF Girls Night Out, and then also with your Done Adulting for the day. So this is supposed to all be released together. However, these two were released in April. But if you got the BFF Girls, just want to have, what is this called? BFF Girls Night Out. The die wasn't available during the release, but we do have the die in now. So, all right. So these are for this month. These two came out this month, Done Adulting and Just Want to Have Wine. Okay. Now we have another stamp set. Hi, guys. It doesn't tell me what your names are. All it says is Facebook user. So I don't really know who's saying what. So this right here, remember a couple of months ago we came out with what Butterfly Beauties? Well, now we have Baby Butterfly Beauties. And most of them, not all of them, match the original butterflies, okay? Not all of them. Some of the original butterflies in the original Butterfly Beauties were unable to be shrunk down any smaller, and it just would have been a blank. It would have just been a filled in space. So what you get here is this is the solid, and then this is the outline that you would stamp on top. So Karen sent a card with these, but you can see they're not, I don't have them labeled like 1 and 1, 1 and 1, but they're next to each other. So these two go together, these two. It's pretty obvious, and I was very careful to make sure that I kept the background with the outline of the butterfly. So if you have the other butterflies, here is another butterfly that matches them. And I know that some people had asked me a question about why the bigger butterflies only had one sentiment. This is why. Here's all your sentiments. They go together. Your happiness brings us joy. Better days are ahead. Look for them. You are simply marvelous. Life is tough, but so are you. And then it has the words hello, faith, and hi, and then fly. And we can't wait to see how far you will fly. So this is these two, they're meant to work together. If I'm correct, if I remember correctly, this actually nestles right here. Okay, if I don't hold me to that, but I think this was over a year and a half ago. So I think this one fits right there or here, somewhere around there. So when it comes to the dies, you get all the butterflies and all the sentiments. I think you get most of the butterflies. I'm not really sure, but you get a lot of butterflies. A lot of them. Look at all those butterflies. And you do have all the sentiments. So this is Baby Butterfly Beauties. Then I have a friend whose name is Fran, and Fran and I have been best friends for over 30 years. I've known her longer than I've known my husband. And Fran and I went through college together, and we both became teachers. In my second year teaching, Fran and I were co-teachers in the same level, and we had the same students. We would swap classes. And Fran loves hummingbirds. So I've been wanting to do a hummingbird stamp set, but hummingbirds are challenging to a lot of people because of the coloring. So I went ahead and instead of having an open hummingbird with a lot of space to color, I did a very detailed butterfly. So you're going to get a very detailed stamping image, but you have to go look at the amazing samples on the website of what the design team did. I mean, guys, they just took the butterfly on their own and just literally flew away with it. Their designs are unbelievable. So we have a hummingbird song with the coordinating dies. And then here, I purposely, when you look at this, you're going to say, now, Nicole, why is this word miracles separate? If I remember correctly, it's supposed to be every day is a possibility for miracles. So you can stamp every day is a possibility right here, okay? And then a new day can bring miracles. So this also can stamp right here. Miracles never cease. And then from there, you know, you could do all things with love. Just breathe. You know, they all kind of. So these right here, these three are supposed to go with the word miracles. Okay. And then you do have the coordinating stamps. This is dies. This is a hummingbird song. All right. Now let's look at stencils. We have some very fun. Let's look at dies first. So we have 2 standalone dies this month. This is a brand new format for us. This is a Slimline die, and it comes with a huge shadow die. And then it says, you deserve to be spoiled. Okay. Now, when you look at this, it might look like the I and the L are too connected right there, but they're not. When I sent this off to be created, I was very specific, and there's a slice right there between the I and the L. You can't see, but it's right there. So they're not one letter. They are separated. This came out really cool. And not just because it's Slimline, but this could be used on an A2 card. Also, it could be used vertically without the shadow on a Slimline card as well. So you deserve to be spoiled. So I thought this was great with all the princess and hummingbirds and girly piglets and everything like that this month. Then we have this off the wall cover plate that doesn't really match anything. It doesn't really go with anything. However, this cover plate was a request from, I don't remember who, but it's been sitting there waiting to come out. Probably Karen. Karen's always harassing me to make more cover plates for her. So this might seem like it doesn't match with anything, but wait till you see the card that I have that Sarah did. It's amazing. All right, so those are the standalone dies. How many times am I going to say the word amazing tonight? And we have 5 stencils. Now, this stencil right here is the one I was talking about with one of Sarah's cards. Let me see, where is it? Here it is. This card right here. Look how classic that card is. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And it looks like it's it's actually, she inked it. Okay, I can actually feel the ink. However, you could emboss this, or how about you run this through your die cut machine and deboss this on the front of your card? That would be fabulous. Okay, this is going to be one of those stencils you're going to reach for a lot because it doesn't really have a season or a theme to it. It's called Stacks. So she said it reminded her of a zebra, and I was like, no, babe, zebra's stripes are not like that. That's not a zebra. But isn't that cool? What I liked about her card is these are my favorite flowers that we have. I can't remember the name of them at the moment. But instead of stamping them in black, which I have a habit of, I stamp everything in black. I don't know why, I just do. She stamped it in pink. And then she even stamped her leaves in pink, but yet colored her leaves green. You know, Sarah's our master of colored pencils. So, yes, this is called Stacks. Then we have another one that's called Movement. Stacks does not have a 6x6. When I went to create it in a 6x6, it didn't look right. I just didn't. Oh, yes. K Syrah flowers. Those are my favorite flowers. We will never discontinue K Syrah flowers. They're my favorite flowers. I love them. So Stacks did not look right on a 6x6, so I just didn't even do it. So we do have what I call Moving Air. And we do have this in a 6x6 as well as a Slimline. And as you can see, the 6x6 have larger openings than the Slimline because of the different surface types. Okay, this was really also a nice one. Then Sarah's favorite one. She told me this is her new favorite stencil. This is called Slimline Tile Montage. So we have the Slimline, and then we have the 6x6. And if you notice, this time I did the opposite. This time the 6x6 is smaller than the Slimline. And the slim, except this way, it was the complete opposite. And it's just about how big this surfaces are. Sometimes when we get something that's teeny tiny on a 6x6, and it doesn't always transfer to a Slimline, and then in this case vice versa, it just didn't. So you get the same design, but one of them is larger, the pattern is larger than the other one, and that's okay. It's good to have variety. So this is called Slimline Tile Montage. All right, and she did say this is one of her absolute favorites. So let me show you. We also have, let me do the sequence first. We do have 3 new sequence this month, and they're all pink. I don't know why. It just happened. You know, I go in there to mix sequence, and one moment I walk out with, they're all pink. Who knows why? I mean, honestly, I couldn't tell you why. But let's start with this one first. This is called Pretty in Pink. So here, and it's not all one shade of pink. This one's really, really, really fun. Do you want to take this, Matt, so you can do this? So it has my favorite little cupped but flowers in it. Then there are white butterflies, like a reddish pink butterfly. I can't see it. And then, so there's white butterflies, a reddish pink butterfly, hot pink and light pink flowers cupped, and then several different shades of light pink sequence. So it is a clay combination. I think this is the first one we've ever used those butterflies with. So this is Pretty in Pink. Our next one is called Oink Oink. Okay, I don't mean to laugh at myself. I'm sorry. That's kind of silly. But, you know, when I get to name these, seriously, there are times that I'm in my room and I'm making mixes, and I'm like, I have no idea what to call this. This month, I knew what to call this one. I had no trouble. So here we have the little piggies that are meant to go with our birthday pigs. They have cute little piggy faces. You get quite a few of them. Then you have pink stars, white stars, clear sequence, and white sprinkles, those Slim Jim kind of clay. Most importantly, though, there's clear and lots of piggy faces. Oink, oink. All right. Then another one, and this has been sitting on the shelf probably for months, and our employees that work at the warehouse told me several times, Nicole, did you forget about this sequence mix? I'm like, no, guys, I didn't forget. We're waiting for our unicorn dies to come in. So we have unicorns. And what are they called? Hold on. Unicorn Sparkle. So we have white unicorns, pink unicorns, this amazing pink iridescent sequence. You see that little sequence right there? I know I would be pulling out those little beautiful pink sequins. I love them. And then I went ahead and I threw in some white and pink clay hearts, as well as some silver shaker garnish. So guys, if you have you bought our shaker garnish, that's with the little silver straw-like plastic sequence things, are these little things. Make sure if you have those colors, you add them to your mixes, because what I love about shaker garnish is that not only does it give you that extra punch with your cards, it also helps your sequence spread and last a little bit longer. So instead of putting silver sequence in here, I put silver shaker garnish, and you get tons of these cute little sweet butterflies, unicorns. So all 3 are pink. However, it's okay because we had a lot of pink. Let me show y'all something. This might be a mess, but on my desk, when I'm trying to close it and I push them all to this side, and then I close like that. Look, most of them went in there. Isn't that amazing? Literally, and then you just swipe them in your compacts. Trick. You didn't know you were going to learn a trick today, huh? Let's see if I can do it again. Here we go. Oh, and look, most of them went in there. Yes, I play with sequence a lot, so that's how I get them to go back. All right. And then we'll move our pretty pink. Okay, so let's talk about the most exciting. Let me show you the cards. No. Let me show you the most important. We have 5 new. Babe, you might want to close this because you know I'm just going to spill this. Sorry, I've already spilled the pretty in pink. Put it over there. Okay, we have 5 new mixed media products. 5 new ones. Okay, guys, I am super, super excited. 2 of them are paper glaze. Okay, 2 of them are paper glaze, and I'm going to take these out and swipe them across a paper for you because these have this right here. If you look on my desk, there'll be the 3 that have it spelled correctly. So if you can trade this up. So we have 2 new paper glazes. He's going to be back with the light. One of them is called, I don't know how I forget these names. Hibiscus Pink. And it truly is a beautiful tropical hibiscus pink. It's nothing like peony pink. Totally different pink. Thank you. Then we have a new blue. And this is, it's called Huckleberry Blue. So it's a beautiful shade of like a blueberry or a huckleberry. So I wanted to go ahead and open these up. So this is a brand new jar. I don't know if I've used it before. Well, I must have because it's unsealed. But as you can see, it's nice and creamy, and it's the glaze does not need to be stirred. Paper glaze, you can just take it out and apply it to your surface. You never need to stir or mix your paper glaze. It just comes out, and you can swipe it across the surface. Okay, or a lot of times people will say, oh, it makes texture. Well, sure, if you put texture on it with, this is how my grandmother used to bake a cake when I was a kid, and not bake, decorate. She would put her frosting down, and then she would come back with her butter knife and make little pounces. Okay, but if you don't want that, you could always push it through a stencil. This is paper glaze, so you can push it through a stencil, whatever way you like. But just remember, paper glaze dries super fast. All right, so that's Hibiscus Pink. Okay, I need to get around you. I need the baby wipes. All right, thank you, sweetheart. All right, let me wipe this off because paper glaze dries super fast. So you always want to make sure you clean your surfaces and put the lids back on. Okay, and make sure, guys, let me show you something. Wait, let me show them. I'm going to show you this one. This is Huckleberry Blue. It's not red. It's pink. It's hibiscus pink. It's a tropical pink. It's not red, Kathy. It's pink. Now, this blue is scrumptious, okay? It is just, it's darker than royal blue, but it's not as dark as navy. It is, I didn't actually make this color. My friend Rebecca, who no longer works for us, her husband's in the Coast Guard, and they just were transferred. She, the last couple of weeks she was with us, she said, Nicole, let me pick a color by myself. So I said, okay, go for it. So she went in the mixing lab, and this is the color that she made. So it is a beautiful, it's not navy. It's not even royal blue. It's that perfect shade. I don't know. Maybe we should have called it Coast Guard blue since Rebecca made it. But I called it Huckleberry Blue. So this is a true pink and a true beautiful red. I mean pink. It's Hibiscus Pink and Huckleberry Blue. These are the 2 new glazes. Yes, they're beautiful. Very pretty. All right, so I'm going to put those to the side for now. Let me clean this off. Now let me show you something. I'm putting this back in here, the rest of this paper glaze. But guys, you have to remember, if there's paper glaze on your lid around here, all that's going to do is transfer in around the what do you call it? The rim of the jar. That paper glaze is going to get into the threads of your cup, of your lid. So you want to make sure that the rim is clean. Okay, I've had some people ask me, oh, well, why does my stuff dry out? That's why stuff dries out, because the jar is not sealed, because the rim is dirty, And because of it, because of it being dirty, even though we can't see the little bit of air going in there, there is air going into the jar. Not that our products dry out quickly. I'm just giving you a little hint that that's for any type of mixed media. All right, now, brand new products. Well, kind of a brand new product. Do you remember last year we released an ombre? It was called Nutcracker. And I grabbed the wrong one. It was called Nutcracker. And Nutcracker, oh wait, here we go. This is all the Nutcracker. And then this is Polar Ice. So last year, I used you guys for my guinea pigs. And we released one ombre set that was called Nutcracker Ballet. Then we released another one that was called Polar Ice Layers. Now, if you see, where'd that Huckleberry go? This, I want the Huckleberry. This is the C that is in Polar Ice, okay? This is not the same as Huckleberry. Do you see that? There's a difference between those two colors. Huckleberry is a deeper blue, where the letter C in Polar Bear Ice is a true sapphire, okay? So the Huckleberry Blue, he's getting me in the eyeball with the light, is a deeper blue than this C that's in Polar Ice, okay? I just wanted to show you that. Okay, so when we release these, if you remember, A in Polar Ice is different. It's a different mixed medium than any other that we'd ever had. And it's much more opaque, and it's thick, okay? It's like thick. It's thicker than whipped cream. You guys went gaga over this one. So since you loved it so much in this ombre mix, we went ahead and we released the mix that is the Nutcracker. And in the Nutcracker Ballet, there are 3 colors, and you guys were crazy in love with them also. Remember, this is that deep, deep, deep turquoise color, and it's very stiff, and these are super glittery, super, super glittery, okay? This is very deep, dark teal. So we have released this product that we're releasing tonight in kind of like sneak peeked it to you guys, if you will, because I wanted to see what the reaction was, if you guys loved to play with this other medium. So we did release this in the past. We just have never really released them as in its own line. So it has its own name. Now, this line is called Paper Glaze Luxe, Luxe, okay? And we have 3 of them for this month being released. We have Spanish Moss, we have Turquoise Jewelry, and then we have Arctic Fox, okay? Arctic Fox. And these Luxe, I'm naming them just whatever they remind me of. Now, I'm going to spread these across paper for you. But I'm going to spread them across. So guys, if you like the Nutcracker ombre from last year, you're going to love. I now took this ombre set, made new colors, and gave it its own category called Luxe. Okay, isn't that cool? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread one color onto white and black. So this is called Turquoise Jewelry. Okay, isn't that a cool name? Couldn't think of anything. Thinking of a flower, then finally I'm like, Turquoise Jewelry. This is a true turquoise. It's a lighter turquoise. It's not as dark as this one. It's a lighter. However, it's amazing. So look at this. Oh, it's not glaze, okay? Glaze is very slick, okay? This is glittery. Okay, this is going to give you a surface that is has much more texture to it, and you're going to be able to see just the total difference. So here we have Turquoise Jewelry. I'm going to spread it across the white. Okay, I'm going to spread it across white. I can actually hear the amount of glitter in it. Okay.
It's a massive amount of glitter.
Yeah. So whenever we come up with these formulas and I'm like in my studio working on stuff, which I wanted to show them, then I have to give the recipes to Matt. And let's just say we usually have to have a discussion that I didn't weigh things very well. And are those the right numbers you wrote down, Nicole? Because
Yeah, she's not real specific. She says 1 part of this, 2 parts of that, 4 parts of that.
Just throw it in there. You know what I mean.
What's a part?
So, I'm a baker, and you would think, bakers are accurate, but we really are not. It's a part, a cup is a part. But look, I wanted to put it on white and black for you guys. So you can see how opaque this is. This is not like Glitz, okay? Glitz has its own place. Glitz is waterier, okay? And it's not going to give you a complete opaque finish. So depending upon what you want it for, okay? And look, I do have a Glitz right here. So here is Snowdrift's Paper Glitz. That has not been opened yet. Oh, yes, it has. All right, so Paper Glitz, remember you have to stir Paper Glitz, right? And Paper Glitz is always going to be more liquidy than Luxe, and it will give you an opaque finish, but you have to use a whole lot more of it to get an opaque finish, okay? Normally this is stirred for you guys. But so if you can see, Glitz is going to be more liquid, okay? It's going to give you have a little bit more freedom, if you will, with Glitz, where when it comes to Luxe, where you lay it down is where it's going to stay. It's a very much more thick, opaque medium, and I can tell you, you're going to be, if you do a mixed media, that's not just on paper. Okay, that's not just on paper, because Glitz is really meant for, it's really a paper product. It'll stick and dry to some porous surfaces, but it will dry on porous surfaces. But when you come to non-porous surfaces, you'll have trouble. Am I saying that correct? Porous means it absorbs things. Yes. So Paper Glitz is great on porous, where Luxe is going to be fabulous on your non-porous, like metal or glass or wood. Okay.
Because it's so thick.
Yes. Glitz is much more like gel-like. It's going to, it's waterier, if you will, and it has its place on paper, where Luxe is much thicker. Okay.
Right, where you can see, you can turn it upside down and it's not even going to come close to coming off.
Right. And it's, when Luxe dries, it is like a complete layer of glitter is what it looks like. It looks like you laid down glue and sprinkled glitter right on top of it. It's what it looks like. It's fabulous. So as you can see, look, you see how opaque it is on the white? It's actually already drying. So I wanted to show you how different it looks on the white compared to the black. And I think I used so many baby wipes. All right, so let's get to the next shade. Okay, so the next ones will go a little quicker. So now we have, so this is our Turquoise Jewelry. Now we're going to look at Spanish moss. Now you might say, Nicole, where'd you get that name from? Spanish moss. I live in South Louisiana, and guess what we have that hangs from trees? What do we have, babe?
Moss.
Moss, Spanish moss. And it is this gray-green color. And my grandparents had, when their trees in their yards, always had Spanish moss hanging from them. So if you've ever seen a picture of the South and there's a tree, and hanging from that tree, it's just like this gray hair, cobweb-looking stuff, that's called Spanish moss. And well, we call it in South Louisiana Spanish moss. So when I was looking for a name for this, I always try to think of something, that in my world. And then I was like, oh, that's what it reminds me of, Spanish moss. So as you can see, it's very opaque. And as you're spreading it, I can actually hear the glitter in it. It's just like craziness. All right. Can y'all hear that glitter? Spanish moss color is it is beautiful. And you know, it's the color that I was worried that you guys were not going to like. Because you know, we owned a traveling store for so many years, and there's always certain colors that people don't grab. They don't anything in an ocean color is going to sell. Anything in white is going to sell. But when you get in these mid tones like this, you never know if people are going to see the color and go, oh, I know what to do with that color. Well, I can definitely tell you the design team did a great job of playing around with the Spanish moss. And it goes very well. What did I do with the white turquoise jewelry? Yeah, let me have it. It's amazing how well these two, oh look, it's already drying. You can see the glitter. So it's amazing how well these two go together. And I really didn't even plan it. It just so happened how the ombre effect between these are. So it's a greenish gray. This, you could say the color. Greenish gray. Yeah. All right, so let's put these away. And then we have one left. And it is called Arctic Fox. And I'm sure you all know why I called it Arctic Fox, because it is white. Yes, it's white. Oh, I know Matt's shaking his head at me like, white? What's the big deal? Do you know why we love white so much?
Tell me why.
Why? Because you can make snow with it. You can make ice with it. You can make bubbles with it. He's like, awesome, Nicole. White is the best. It has so, it's just, you can make everything out of it. You can make foam for a beach. You can make snow. So guys, we now have the glitteriest, mica-iest, if that's a word. White. This is white, okay? We actually ran out of white glitter, and I got an emergency phone call. Nicole, we're out of white glitter. What are we going to do? I'm like, guys, look behind the empty bag. Oh, there it is. A whole nother bag of white glitter because we had run out. All right, so let me show you. Let me do it on the black first. It's amazing. I mean, it's so opaque. It is not going to dry clear, I promise. It is going to stay white. It is going to give you that perfect dry white look. Look at that. Can y'all see that? It does not go, oh, snowmen, yeah. It is not, yes, oh, it is not going to dry clear. It's going to stay, it's going to turn, yeah, I see that. It's going to turn white. Stay white, I mean. And then obviously sometimes we want to put white on white paper. There was a hummingbird card. I think it was Laura. Or maybe Jen. I think it was Laura. One of the other that made, you can see it on top of white. They did their whole mixed media background and then came back with the white, the tile montage 6x6 stencil on top of her whole mixed media background in white. Oh, gorgeous. Sometimes when I see the pictures, I'm like, gosh, if you guys were sitting next to me, I'd like pat you on the back. Such a good card. So this is Arctic Fox. How do you like that name? Somebody asked if I would mix the turquoise and what do they want? Arctic Fox and turquoise together?
Those two.
Okay. It's not going to give you Spanish moss, that's for sure. But yes, I will. It will give you a lighter shade. I haven't mixed it together though. So let's try it. All right. And I'm just going to mix it on the paper. I still haven't shown you guys cards. Okay, so let's just take a little bit of turquoise jewelry. I should have done the white first. Then same amount of white and mix it together. Yep, it's just going to be a lighter shade of, but see, this is the thing. Our glitter, it's beautiful. It's a light shade. It's not Spanish moss. This is Spanish moss. They're not the same color when you mix those two together. So when we do our mixes, here we go. So when we do our mixes, when we do our mixes, the glitter base that's put in them is not the same shade. So the glitter that's put in turquoise jewelry is not the same shade as what's put in Spanish moss. So when you mix these two together, when I look at it, I first notice the depth of it because you've got contrasting glitters that are playing apart from each other. So that's beautiful. Yep. So these are called Luxe, guys. They're the amount of they're thicker than any other medium that we have because they have an extremely large amount of glitter in them. So I want to show you real quick. Let's go back and compare this to the glaze because I knew that was going to be a question. So this is glaze, right? Super slick, very, very, very pearlescent, very opaque, right? Can y'all see that? Now, when you take this and you compare Luxe to it, totally not the same product. Do you see how slick? And then you have Luxe, which is going to give you, basically when this dries, it looks like a sheet of glitter. That's what it looks like, a sheet of pure glitter. All right, so I do have some cards to show you. Oh, Matt's going to show you guys with the light. All right, so you can see the difference. One is completely full of glitter, and here's the one that I mixed the two colors that y'all wanted to see. Okay, let's look at cards. I know, gosh, I've been on here an hour already. All right, let's move all this out the way. Make sure my hands and surface are clean. All right, so here we have this. This is Sarah made this card. Okay, and this is Sarah's card, and this is all Glitz. So when she did this, she was able to do this because Glitz is more fluid. There you go, not watery. It's more fluid than Luxe, and we have many different colors of Glitz. So she was able to take her the cover plate and almost like pour it in, and then just kind of fill in
the Glitz self level. Yes,
and Glitz self levels too. Yes. Can you see all that? Okay. Here's another beautiful card. I think this one is by Karen. This has the wine bottle and a sentiment from Just Want to Have Wine. I'm going to hold it up. Okay. And then here's that beautiful Done Adulting for the Day. This is Sarah's. If I get them mixed up, I'm sorry, Sarah and Karen. And then here, Sarah used the Montage tile, and she used the new Huckleberry Blue and Arctic Fox. So the top is glaze. Okay, so it's going to have a pearlescent slick finish. And then the bottom layer is the Arctic Fox, which gives you a gritty, glitter-like. So you can see how the Arctic Fox stays white. It doesn't dry clear. It stays white. Okay. And then here is Karen did this card with the mermaid. It's actually a shaker if you want to shake it, Dave. So it looks like on the outside, she used, it looks like Arctic Fox. And on the inside, she used, take it, she used Hibiscus Pink. So this is the stacks stencil that she used, and she filled the stacks stencil in with the Hibiscus Pink. And this is my pet unicorn. And then here is Sarah's beautiful card with my pet unicorn. Isn't that beautiful? Look, we were talking about Northern Lights the other day, the two of us. And then she showed me this card, and I'm like, oh, beautiful. And she put little clouds to make them look like they're flying. All right. Here's another one of Sarah's. This is Princess Land. So did you see how well that castle fills up that card? And then look, she has her dragon coming from the top. The princess is looking out the castle. Down here, these are trees from an older set. Listen for Joy. So pretty. And then here, I think this, Karen loves to mix pinks with other colors. So here we have When Birthday Pigs Fly. And she used the Montage, 6x6 Montage tile. And also Karen's been using, this came out, see this? This is a little, looks like it's paper lace is what it is. And Karen's been using that a lot lately as an anchor in the middle of her cards, I've noticed. So isn't this cute? So do you see why we had two different size birthday cakes? That way you decide if you need it in the foreground or the background of your card. This next one, Sarah. This is Sarah's sense of humor, okay? So here's your two little pigs. And this is the a stencil we released not that long ago. What was it called? Watercolor something. And it's basically a mask and a stencil that come together. So she used the stencil part of it and created mud for her piggies. Isn't that hilarious? Yes. And then here's the last card that I have to show you. This one also is, this is Karen. So did I say Karen or Sarah?
Sarah.
This is Sarah's card also. Sarah wanted to show me that You Deserve to Be Spoiled would fit on an A2 card. So you know what she did? She dropped the word U, Y-O-U, that comes in this font with this die, and she found one of our cursive U's and then was able to stack it all on top. Isn't that gorgeous? So fun. And that yellow looks brilliant. It looks really good. So it says, you did say when pigs could fly. Yes, Sarah's sense of humor is just, she cracks. Oh, wait, let me show you something. She cracks me up. But I do want you to see this. The I and the L does have a slit right there where you can tell that they're two letters. It's not like a solid I and an L. I've seen that in a die before in the past. Ours is not like that. There's a little slit right there. So it definitely shows the distinction between an I and an L. All right, guys. So that's it for tonight. Yeah, she did great with the mud. It's the Hey You word dot. Yes, it is. You're right. So we will be back for the next 6 nights in a row. I don't remember whose night is tomorrow. It's not me, though. I think it's Charlene. However, Charlene will be here at 6 p.m. Central tomorrow to show us. I think it's Charlene. Somebody's going to be here at 6 p.m. tomorrow. I'm going to print that list out one of these days. I don't know. Maybe in 5 years I'll remember to do it. So guys, I hope you had have a great evening. I hope you found something that you liked. Leave us a comment because, you know, Karen is always looking for who Charlene is tomorrow night. Yes. And is it 6 p.m. Central? I think it is. Make sure you leave a comment because, you know, I saw Holly won a gift card last month. And I saw she used it today. So we pick one winner for 7 nights in a row. All right. We'll see you guys later. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.